Hey, what up, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Feast Mode, the show in which I break my fast with a bang bang, two separate meals from two different sources tied together by some kind of theme. So, today was supposed to be a video about eating some beefy burgers from two different places. I'm heading into February, we're heading into February in a couple days, and I'm going to give up meat for all of February, and I wanted to make sure that I can eat some of the meatier things that I know I'm going to miss during that month. But then Sunday happened, and the world lost one of its greatest players to ever play the game of basketball, as well as one of its greatest ambassadors, as you all know, along with his daughter and seven other passengers on that helicopter. And I wanted to, in my own little insignificant way, sort of pay tribute to Kobe Bryant and give him some honor him as well. So with that being said, I googled what is Kobe Bryant's favorite food, and I found just one article, detailing an interview that he had on a very popular radio station that claimed that his favorite food of all time is frog legs. Now, frog legs are not easy to find where I'm from, and in fact, I only found one Chinese restaurant called Taste at Hong Kong that offered frog legs at all, and they offered it in three different variations. And I chose the one that's the most similar to what was described in that article. The article was by Food Beast, by the way, about 3 or 4 years ago, and I'll put a link in the description below where you can find that article if you want to read it. And it was described as fried frog legs in a honey garlic sauce. And tries them, I couldn't find any place that sold that, but I did find these frog legs. Excuse me, it's not even frog legs, it's frog. Just spicy frog in a salt pepper sort of seasoning with fried shallots and jalapenos. But yeah, this meal is for you, Kobe Bryant. Thank you for all that you did for the sport and for just kind of spreading your message of hard work trumps all to the world. Yeah. So I got some Popeyes, along with a biscuit and some mashed potatoes and gravy to kind of do that compare and contrast, sort of that direct one-to-one comparison, to determine do frog legs taste like fried chicken or chicken. So with that being said, I am coming off a 24-hour fast. Just hit 24 hours about 30 minutes ago. Close enough. And of course, 24 is one of the numbers that Kobe Bryant wore in his illustrious 20-year history with the NBA, the other one being 8. So obviously I'm going to go with 24 when we're fasting. So with that being said, let's go into this. I'll start with the fried chicken. And I'll consider this sort of the control. Needs no introduction. But that is a pretty small drumstick. I'm okay with that though. Here we go. Spicy fried chicken from Popeyes. I'm never gonna get tired of that flavor. Perfectly crunchy. Although I do say, and I've always said this, spicy fried chicken from Popeyes, not quite spicy enough. I wish they would go all in and just kind of double down that spice, triple down that heat, even. Really give us something that sort of tickles the tongue. But other than that, man, this is great fried chicken. Alright. So that's what chicken tastes like. Before I dive into that biscuit, which I always eat with honey and strawberry jam, let's get into this. Got some rice here. Let's get into this frog. Now again, it's not fried frog legs. Nobody offers that where I'm from. but it is basically chopped whole frog in a salt and pepper seasoning with fried shallots, fried jalapenos, and some soggy lettuce. Whatever. It looks good. Smells good. Smells great. Before we get into that, a little bit of mashed potatoes and gravy. Always ask for extra gravy. They kind of skimp on that as a rule. And they always have great gravy there. No exception. That's awesome. Okay. So fried frog leg. Or fried frog. Here we go. Love these little crunchy fried shallots. And it gets a nice heat from these stir-fried jalapenos as well. The lettuce is unnecessary. Don't need it, don't want it. Now the frog. Got a lot of tiny little bones in there. As well as some little veins. And it actually texturally reminds me of like a tilapia, like a whitefish, like a mild white fish. Like a cross between chicken and fish is what it reminds me of. It's not bad, but I'm pretty sure this isn't what Kobe Bryant fell in love with. It needs some heat. I'll be right back. Alright. I think this is going to help. Some sriracha. It really does taste. The more I think about it, it really does taste more like fish than chicken, to be honest. Almost like an over-fried fish. Or maybe that's just this place. When I went and ordered the thing at the restaurant Taste of Hong Kong, the person taking my order had to double check in the kitchen. I'm sure this is not a very commonly ordered thing, so he wanted to make sure they even had it in the back. So, I mean, what is that? Is that like a flipper? Is that food? Oh, it's just fried frog skin. Again, it's not bad, but I expected something similar, more similar in flavor to chicken than fish. So it's kind of throwing me off a little bit. It's also very expensive. This dish, which is enough for maybe 2 servings, was $27. I don't know if that's the market price for a frog, but I'm pretty sure it also came out frozen, considering that nobody really orders it. But yeah, I would love the opportunity to try what Kobe Bryant was talking about. The photo in the article I mentioned earlier had something that looked a lot different than this, and it was just frog legs in a garlic honey sauce, and that sounds legit. I'd definitely try that. But anyway, speaking about Kobe Bryant, man, what a tragedy, huh? I'm not going to sit here pretending like I was this huge Kobe Bryant fan. If anything, he was more of a thorn in my side in like the mid-aughts when I was really, really into basketball. Because he was always like the guy from the West Coast that would, you know, give my team, the Wizards, a lot of trouble. Of course, in the East, it was LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. But out West, it was Kobe Bryant, man. But it also made it really exciting to watch his games against Mike Gilbert Arenas, Caron Butler, Anthony Jameson and company. But I do respect the greatness and the legacy and the imprint he left on the sport and the world. I mean, his was the name that people would shout out as they're backing down the defender on the court, hitting that fadeaway J. Or even if you got a piece of paper and you ball it up and you see a wastebasket, you call out his name as you're shooting it. And the last person who did that really on a cultural level was probably Michael Jordan. So yeah, Kobe Bryant was the real deal. As far as accolades, 20 years in the NBA on one team. He never left the Lakers. He was a hero to many, probably all Los Angelinos. Out of those 20 years, 18 All-Star appearances, 5 NBA championships, 2 Olympic gold medals, league MVP at least once, multiple times where he got the finals MVP. Dude was a legend. Sometime after that news broke, I found a video that somebody made highlighting, it's like a 20-25 minute video highlighting the 100 greatest plays that Kobe Bryant made, and it was an amazing video. I watched the entire thing, and I'll put a link in the description below so you guys can watch and appreciate the type of athlete he was. I don't know why I'm surprised by these tiny bones. Of course there's bones in there. And yeah, it was truly inspiring to see how great a player he was. Of course, he also had at least one big time charity foundation. I think it was called Kobe and Vanessa Bryant Foundation, Family Foundation or something. I'll put a link in that in the description below as well if you guys want to check it out, maybe make a donation. Also, don't forget, he won an Oscar for an animated short 2-3 years ago called Dear Basketball. Basically like a love letter that he wrote to the NBA depicting his final year in the NBA. Oh, also, his very last game in the NBA, he scored 60 points. 60 points. He was like 37, 38 years old. Incredible. Who does that? Man. And he's number 2 all time for the most points scored in a game, 81. Only behind Wilt Chamberlain's 100. Wilt Chamberlain's 100. Eating this frog also reminds me of eating crab. A lot of work for not a lot of payoff. That's so good. I almost enjoy these fried shallots and jalapenos as much as the frog itself. And I'm assuming when it first came out, it was very crunchy. But sitting in my car, it's gonna get a little soggy. I like the batter though. Salt and pepper in it. And these are tiny little bones. Almost cute in a way. So, I am heading into, we're 3 days away from February. And I'm going vegetarian. Not full vegetarian, I don't think. Because I'm going ovitarian. So I'll be eating probably a lot of eggs, to be honest. And I've already come up with a content calendar that can cover all those bases. I'll be eating a lot of cheese, as well as a lot of vegetables. No, I don't get nearly enough vegetables in my diet, and this will definitely kind of help me towards that. And I have no intention of going vegetarian full time. But I just thought it'd be a nice, fun little challenging challenge that I can kind of dive into. And who knows? Maybe by the end of it, maybe I'll look at meat differently. I don't know. I've never gone a full day, not even a full day, of going full vegetarian. Hell, I don't think I've gone more than one meal before having some kind of meat in my next meal. So this will be interesting. All right. Another problem with this frog is that it's so greasy. I don't know if y'all could see that, but like, that's way too greasy. And not in the good way, not like oily like I love. Like when you like slather something with like olive oil or something. This is like soaked up. Instead of like oil staying on the outside and helping to seal in that juice as it kind of fuses together with the batter, it's soaked in and it's just like soggy and greasy. I think you guys can see that. The more I eat it, the less I'm like really kind of digging it. But, oh well. This is the pro move right here. Chicken and gravy. I can't wait to try a Jollibee. That's perfect together. If you guys don't know, Jollibee is like this Filipino fast food chain that offers spaghetti, burgers, fried chicken. And I've seen plenty of videos about people geeking out about their fried chicken. They serve gravy in entire bowls or cups much larger than this as a side item to go with your chicken. And technically you can do that here at Popeyes as well, but at Jollibee's it's a normal thing. Fortunately, the closest one is in New York, so I won't be tasting anytime soon, but man, I would love one to be around here. I feel like there's enough Filipino people, enough of a Filipino population in my area to warrant it, so fingers crossed. All right, we're getting close to that time. I'm starting to feel it pressing up on my stomach. 24 hours without food. Around this time, if you guys have ever gone on a fairly extended break or extended fast with 24 hours, your liver starts to create ketones, which goes ahead and breaks down your stored body fat that already exists on your body into energy. Because by that time, about 20 to 24 hours, and the mileage is going to vary per person. But by that time, your insulin levels have dropped. Thus, your body's not utilizing your glucose or sugars as an energy source. So your liver starts producing those ketones to start breaking down that body fat as fuel. And so once you hit that 20 to 24 hour mark and you go beyond that, your body's just in this hypercharged fat burning state. And you feel great once you get used to it. Give yourself a couple weeks to get used to it. And in fact, if you're starting out fasting, start with like a 16-8 hour split, 16 hours with no food, and then the 8 hour window where you can eat kind of whatever you want. And naturally, you'll just be eating less because the capacity of your stomach has shrunken by then. So you just physically don't want to eat as much as you normally would in a typical 16-hour eating window. Yeah, so cool. I think I'm going to call it for now, guys. I just eat till I feel satisfied. I might finish this later today. But overall, Popeye's spicy fried chicken, biscuit, mashed potatoes and gravy, on point as always. Fried chicken could be a little bit spicier, but that's another topic for another day. Now, the frog, the spicy salt and pepper frog, it's not something I would get again. Texturally, it reminds me of chicken, but the taste is more akin to like a very mild white fish, like tilapia, crossbred with chicken. The batter is a little soggy, seasoned well but soggy, and it's not my favorite thing. I know Kobe Bryant, back in LA, he was eating some real good frog legs. He wasn't eating this. So pass on that. Definitely get that. Definitely get that. Definitely get that. With that being said, if you guys like the video, please like, subscribe, comment down below. And until next time, Beast Mode out. Kobe.